Welcome to the shooting show. This week it's a Scottish Borders double. First up, we're with David Virtue on a Rodeo cull, and then after the news we follow the Jersey boys shooting partridges. We find ourselves in the Scottish Borders this week with David Virtue, who has swapped wildfowling for roe stalking. His client today is Irishman William Spratt. Byron Pace is behind the camera, ready and able to catch the action. It's mid-February, and as the evening closes in, William is in prime position, tucked beneath a hedgerow with the wind in his favour, and on the lookout for a doe David identified earlier. Glassing the surrounding area with the Swarovskis, he initially fails to spot anything, but then William catches the movement of an ear and focuses on a doe, just visible on the crest of the incline. She's browsing out of view, but with luck the doe will turn about and decide to descend onto the slope and give William the opportunity he's hoping for. As it is, she's too obscured at this angle and there's no safe backstop. Without warning, another roe approaches, so silently she takes both William and Byron by surprise. She's in prime position, and William finally has a safe, ethical shot. After waiting the customary 10 minutes, Byron and William move in to check the shot beast and relive the moment.
Say that's long?
Yep. We saw one. We were liaising with David the whole time. But it's not the one that you ended up shooting, is it?
No, I just materialised it. It just materialised out of the thing, like it made 30 yards like in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even think you realised it was there.
No.
And then
Because the whole time we'd been watching one, we'd just seen its back on the fence line, hoping that it was going to graze down here.
But it never materialised. Well, the last I seen was just a wee snippet of its ears, and then it went down, and then I just looked, and the next thing he was just coming down out, trotting down out over. But I never even seen the second one. I don't know whether you got that in frame or not.
I saw the second one, but only after the shot.
You know, but good, like, and the bolt was placed, it shot exactly where I aimed for it, like.
The next day dawns overcast. David Virtue has something a little different on the cards for William and another client, Alan from Cumbria. A high-seat rodeo driven hunt in woodland.
I need a couple of minutes to get going.
You'll need to give me 5 minutes to get up there.
Right, we'll give
But you can, you need to give me 5 minutes. Let me get these lads in the high seat before you go in there, because when you go in there you'll disturb deer.
Right.
And you might push them across the lads in the high seat.
Okay.
So give me 5 minutes anyway, David, to get them in the high seats.
No bother. I wouldn't say it's continental way he's shooting, but it's this time of year when there's not so much cover. You can push these deer through woodlands and things like that. And if you've got guys up in strategic positions for high seats or where the roe are going to run, it's a good way of covering some of these big bits of woodland that are often awkward to stalk or awkward to get to grips with the deer, so you can cover a bigger area of ground and do the job a bit quicker and a bit more efficient as well. Yeah.
See this wee row pad?
Yep.
The high seat, if you go down this fence here, there's a big straining post just down this fence, about 100 yards down this fence. Diagonally away, about 30 yards is the high seat.
Okay.
So you're going down this row pad here, onto the straining post in the corner, diagonally away about 30 yards is your high seat, double high seat, and up you go. But watch as you go in, because you might get a shot at something as you go in.
And where are you walking them from?
We are away, miles away along this road. At the end of this track, we're walking a plantation through, and a wood through all the way to these two high seats. There's a high seat here, and further to your left is another high seat. Okay?
Perfect.
But watch as you go in, you might get a shot as you go in.
Byron is accompanying Alan for the drive. He's in a good spot, covering an open area where several roe have been seen from this seat over the past few weeks. But Alan isn't so lucky. Plenty of out-of-season buck movement, but no does for him today.
Unfortunately today, the season's roe does season at the moment, and I just was on bucks today, and I was on fallow deer, which we're not taking today, so it's just unfortunate for myself.
And it was a cracking buck.
So there's a buck, 60, 70 yards away, perfect shot, but wrong season, so yeah.
Only saw one buck.
That was a good buck, that.
Big 6-pointer.
Yeah.
It's normally on that side, mine on the north side.
Thick at the base.
Although Alan has had no luck from the high seat in what turned out to be an uneventful afternoon, that evening's vigil provides him with his first roe. Meanwhile, we're back out with David guiding William for one last excursion at the Rodos before returning back to the Emerald Isle.
That wind's coming near. It's either that or I'll take you down and you put in the bridle and I'll go along and hopefully they'll come down to you. Yeah, just catching up with the numbers that we've had. We've had a lot of deer this year. I think just the last couple of summers have been very, a lot of does having twins or sometimes triplets. I mean, we had a couple of triplets sets in our ground this year, so they're doing well, thriving.
Under David's direction, they soon locate and get into deer. William spies a likely looking doe, keeping close to the hedgerow. Before she can stray too far, another darts through the hawthorn boundary. The doe turns broadside and offers William the opportunity he's been waiting for. The bullet runs true and the beast is dead on its hooves. William cycles a rifle and takes the second doe, surprising a third beast that had followed the original pair through the hedge. But she bolts and our team make do with the double and look forward to another roe stalking excursion in the future with David Virtue. William there, showing some talent at the Rodos, and now it's the Shooting Show News.
This is the Shooting Show News. Scottish politicians have heard that airgun licensing will do little or nothing to reduce criminal misuse of airguns. It will, however, add costs and bureaucracy to Scotland's firearms licensing system. Basque Scotland has told a government committee all the potential flaws in the system, but the committee said it still supports the introduction of licensing. Despite this, offences committed with airguns are at their lowest level since records began. Parliament ends today ahead of the general election on the 7th of May, and shooters are encouraged to keep up their political efforts. Basque has told its members to do everything to make sure the new House of Commons supports shooting, by contacting candidates to make sure they're aware of the benefits it provides. You can do that at Basque's dedicated website, politics.basque.org.uk. And the Countryside Alliance has asked for help endorsing its rural manifesto to make sure hunting and shooting are at the forefront of politicians' minds. It's just got easier to make a big noise about the benefits of shooting. Basque has published a new PR toolkit, including a wide array of resources shooters can use to highlight the value of their sport. It includes infographics, videos and essential information about the economic and environmental bonuses shooting provides. Check it out for yourself at the address on screen now. An American hunter who paid $350,000 to hunt a black rhino in Namibia will be allowed to import the trophy back to the USA. The US Fish and Wildlife Service granted a permit for 2 planned hunts after finding that they would generate a huge sum for conservation in Africa, over $500,000 in total. The hunt was auctioned off by the Dallas Safari Club last year, and it took the unusual step of waiving all the fees, meaning every last cent will go to the anti-poaching efforts. And finally, there's good news for an iconic Scottish species. Not the red deer or the grouse, but the mountain hare. The population of this creature is thought to have reached 350,000, a record high. Grouse management is behind the rise, since heather moorland cultivated for grouse is also a good habitat for mountain hares. Gamekeepers told the press that, like grouse, mountain hare populations need to be carefully managed. That was the Shooting Show News.
The Guernsey Guns return this week, shooting north of the border. Last time we saw them, they were trying their hands at grouse and some fast-flying walked-up sport. This time, they're after partridge. The first drive gives the guns a run for their money. Guernsey presents them with few opportunities such as these swift birds, and they mostly practice on clays. There's the odd pheasant for the guns too, and once they get their eye in, the birds come tumbling down. Byron catches up with one of the guns to discuss their Guernsey migration twice a year to sample some Scottish sport.
Paul, you've come up with your friends from Guernsey.
Yeah, Guernsey.
Long trip.
Long old trip.
What's brought you all the way up to Scotland?
Well, just a good variety of game that we can't get back home. We only get a few woodcock and pigeon and rabbit occasionally if we're lucky. So it's just a trip. We go away every year, and it's our second time up here. We enjoy the drive and great hospitality, but mainly a variety of game that we can shoot over here. We're limited, yeah, there's a few pheasants released. Depends on the weather. If we have a cold winter, then a few woodcock come down, a few migratory pigeon, but yeah, we're very limited to the size of the island. We had some excellent shooting yesterday, yeah, right variety, a few pheasants, put up some woodcock.
And the ducks
teal.
are good, weren't they?
Ducks are good, yeah, plenty mallard, I think one teal, a few geese on the pun, but I think they managed to elude us yesterday after the pun, but we made up for this morning. We had some geese this morning on morning flight, so that was an added bonus. There's no stalking at home in Guernsey, and none of the guys that we've come up here with do stalking, so we all shoot clays. We shoot clays every week back home, so that's all we know each other from the clay shooting mainly. First time on the grouse. I think a couple of the boys didn't manage to get a grouse, so next year we'll have to come back. But so it was our first time on the grouse. That was a bonus this year.
What did you
we
make
enjoyed
of the driven grouse shooting?
Excellent.
Quite special,
it's quite special, exactly. Yeah, never seen it before, never done it, never experienced it. It was very, very well worth the effort.
You want to do it again?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, very good fun. We looked after. Yeah.
It's all for the joy of traditional sport, be it grouse, pheasant, partridge or the odd woodcock. The guns relish the challenge, and the rainfall certainly isn't going to put them off. The team takes some fine birds with some exceptionally high flyers, really making them work to fill the game bag. The Guns have encouraged one among their number, new to game shooting, to give it a try this season. Byron finds out how he is faring.
I don't really do any game shooting back home, it's all clay pigeon, and came away with the guys, started 5 years ago. Did one game trip a year. We started off down south, Exeter way, and then did last year up here with Dave, and this year again. So I haven't done any game shooting at home, and always wanted to just give it a try. So yeah, it was a bit of encouragement from them. So yeah, bit the bullet and decided to do it. So I'm glad I did.
What was your final bag on the partridge pheasant day?
96, I think it was.
So not
yeah.
Only 4 short of your bag.
Yeah.
Good day?
Good day, yep. Again, I like doing, when we're going into a lot of those small areas where you get in, get a bag and then back out again, do the next one. So that's one of the ones that I enjoy doing a bit more, I think. I mean, we had a nice mixed bag again today, I suppose. Mainly the partridges we're supposed to be getting. Even on the last drive, didn't get anything off on there, but it's enjoyable even seeing them across the line, getting knocked down.
The Guernsey Guns will be sure to return next year, no doubt to have another crack at the Frenchmen. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you're not a member of Basque, it's time to join now. Basque, looking after your sport, looking after you.